Huh?
Was he staying there or was he just staying the night?
He stayed there.
All right. Well, let's just go for it.
What time was this anyways?
5 in the morning.
Damn, dude. I can't believe that. See, how ballsy is that, dude?
For real, dude.
You can get
With
fucking
vehicles,
shot. You
There's,
get fucking shot,
there's
dude.
3 vehicles in the driveway.
It's not
And you're going to break into a house at 5 in the morning when people are probably starting to get up.
like they don't scope it out and say, "Oh, I think that house is empty." No, there's fucking 3 cars. Like there's people there, and they still fucking broke into it. Oh man, that's ballsy, dude. If you do that shit, you deserve to get shot.
Mm-hmm.
You deserve to get shot.
Yep.
All right, then here we go. Oh, pop that top. Thank you, Shiner Buck, for creating this Oktoberfest. This is probably one of the best I've ever tasted in my... Oh, first one?
Yeah, first one went down kind of hard.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Uncanceled Culture. My name is Porky.
I'm the Louie.
Crank.
Crank's here, and look, let's just start off, sign of the times, or call it whatever what you want. It's happening, and what sucks is that there's really no way around it. So there was, according to Louis' count,
808,958 search.
Said that it was his your 45th.
This is the 45th school shooting this year. Interrupted by
Cranky needed to listen to that.
we had breaking news in the NFL.
what
Breaking news in the NFL. I don't know. I think somebody needed to update their fantasy league today.
You need to change your lineup, bro. Like, you need to change it now.
Even though you just drafted them. It's starting today, so...
So yesterday was a school shooting in Georgia, and two teachers and 2 students were killed. And I was telling the guys, like, I don't want to go into the deep dive of it. Like, I don't want to go into it was mental or going after the guns. Like, it doesn't matter, because it gets talked about and nothing happens. So basically, this kid, they don't know yet where he got his rifle from, right? Because they don't know if it's the parents.
So, as of 41 minutes ago, CNN just updated their article, and it says that the father of the Georgia school shooting suspect told the investigators that he purchased the gun as a holiday present for his son.
Oh my God!
Now,
wow.
Again, it's an AR-15 type rifle
style,
right?
Like as they say.
Okay. And it was purchased at a local gun store as a Christmas present. I guess Christmas came early, or they had Christmas in July. I don't know. But he put the gun on for purchase months after the authorities first contacted him.
FBI.
Okay, first contacted him last year. So this kid, 14 years old, was already under investigation by the FBI because there was a tip, an anonymous tip, that said he was threatening to shoot the school, and he was posting about it, or there was something there, whether he was posting about it, talking about it. It was posted, and so it got to the FBI. FBI went and interrogated and interviewed him and his dad, and they found no probable cause for arrest and let him go. And then months
how long
later,
ago was that?
That was last year.
Last year.
Yeah. And now, this year...
Bam. 4 people killed.
And 9 others injured.
So basically what he did was, I believe it was towards the end of the class. So the doors that they have in the classroom are automatically locked. So if you walk out, the door closes, the door locks, and you basically somebody has to let you in. So I think this was at the end of the period, whatever period this was. It was early in the morning. It was like 9 something in the morning.
9:45.
9:45 in the morning. So he leaves the classroom.
He left his Algebra 1 class.
Algebra 1, right?
Yes.
They were very specific on that. So he left his class, walked out, and apparently, I'm guessing went to go get...
Well, yeah, they locked
gun.
automatically. And near the end of the class, he knocked on the door to come back in.
Right. And that's because of the door doesn't open. So somebody has to let him in.
Another student went and opened the door, but they saw the gun and they didn't want to let him in.
They didn't let him in.
And so basically they're thinking, well, okay, that saved that person's life.
That whole classroom.
Yeah. So instead, he turned to a nearby classroom and just he just opened fire. And I think he got off about 15 rounds. And so the first report of the active shooter came around 10:20 in the morning, and they had, I guess police officers, the school officers arrived, and other law enforcement. They got there pretty quick. So again, 2 students, 2 teachers, and then 9 others injured, and I think it was a mixture of like 2 teachers and 7 students or something like that.
And he surrendered. There's apparently the school, what do they call them? The school guards or school police, whatever.
Resource officers.
Resource officers. That's what they call them. So they saw him, he saw them, and he gave up.
Yeah,
at that
he
point.
surrendered immediately.
He surrendered, put his gun down or whatever. Now, one of them was a football teacher. One of them was a
assistant football coach.
Football coach. The other one was a math teacher.
She's 53 years old lady.
And then one of the students was actually he was in the, I guess, special ed class.
Yes.
He was. I'm drawing a blank.
I just remember reading that it was a special needs.
He was on the spectrum,
Yeah.
as they say.
Yes.
I can't even freaking remember. But and then the other student was said to be real quiet, and, but
Yeah, I think there was an intended target, and I think since he couldn't do that, and he had already been seen with the gun, he just decided to turn around and fire it at another classroom.
So if you're going to go shoot somebody and you couldn't get to them, so you go around and shoot somebody else, like just because they saw you.
Yeah.
You just made your charges a lot worse than what they would have been.
Yeah, because it would have been murder, right? But it would have been or assault on whoever he was going for. It was like an intended target. But now this is considered a mass shooting because there were multiple people that were not intended targets, multiple people that were shot and killed. And it's crazy, right? Because they say it's the 45th one this year, but this dates back to March of 2023. So from March to now, there's been 45 school shootings. But there's been 385 mass shootings just all around.
In that year.
Yeah. Which is an average of 1.5 a day.
Damn.
And they consider mass shootings any event that has at least 4
casualties
and up. So even if it's just 4, then that's they'll consider that a mass shooting. So I mean, like I said, man, I'm really just bringing it up. If you guys want to get into it, you guys can. But I'm just really just kind of bringing it up because it's kind of like, who's going to pay attention to it? What are they going to do? It's going to keep happening. You know, what it really does as parents, maybe as parents that have younger kids, it's like we're immune. This is something that we're immune to, believe it or not, because they go through active shooter training.
Yeah.
Active shooter drills.
Yep.
They're told what to do if this happens. These kids, they're second graders, third graders, fourth graders, high schoolers. They're taught what to do in an active shooter. You know, it's just, you know, they're taught that. Mm-hmm. And it's like, how do you try? It's like it's nonchalant. They're used to it already. Yeah. They're not even questioning it. Like, you know, my son doesn't come home and say, "Oh, why did we have this shooting thing today, Daddy? Like, no, he's used to it already because they already tell him what to do. And what's happening to the parents, at least from what we recognize, is that we're becoming immune to it. It's like a drug that we're used to taking, and it doesn't affect us the way it should be.
I think it hits more when it's closer to home, or when you're directly affected by it, right? But I think, like you said, with as many as there's been, with everything, every time we're hearing it now, it's not a shock factor the way it used to be. Like when we first heard about Columbine, when we first heard about Aurora, the theater, when we first heard about
Virginia Tech,
when we first heard about freaking and I think it was because it was closer to home. But when we heard about Uvalde, it was a shock. It was a shock factor, right? Because it was close to home, and it was crazy because I guess we might as well open it now. It was crazy because that day, I remember that day, I was at the store and Sabrina messaged me and she's like, hey, is there something going on? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she goes, we literally have a whole bunch of people in here and it's chaotic and there's a bunch of police officers and there's a bunch of bringing people in.
Right.
And I'm like, no, I don't know. And so as soon as I start searching, you start seeing all the updates come in. Uvalde. School shooting, blah blah blah. And I'm like, what the heck? And she was working. She was literally working ER triage that day. And so she saw a bunch of the people coming in. The grandmother that was shot was taken there.
Because she was shot by the dude, right?
Yeah, she was shot. She was shot by him first before he went to the school. Right. So the grandma was in. So she got to see everybody. She got to see people with wounds and injuries, and she was like, "Man, it was so crazy." But it hits home because it's close to you, or you get to see it, or you feel the effect, or you hear everybody talking about it because it literally was in your backyard. It literally was in the news for weeks from day one. And we got to hear about it every single day. I mean, even till now, we're still hearing about it with all the reports that have been let out, all the text messages, some of the 911 calls. So it does hit closer to home. But when we're here and we hear about the one in Georgia, it doesn't hit as much because it's over there. Like, we're used to it. It's happening all the time now.
Right.
And I think that's the crazy part is that we are so freaking numb to it. It's ridiculous, man.
Well, here's to Georgia.
Yep.
Oh my God. Speaking of becoming immune, I'm becoming immune to that fucking Crown Royal, man. God damn it, man. Well, anyway, I just wanted to start off on that. I know it's not a happy thing to talk about, and we're not that type of show. I don't know what to talk about now because Roger fucking doesn't agree with anything we talk about on this show. So we can't talk about McDonald's. We can't. What else can we talk about?
McDonald's screwed up today, but I'm not gonna go into it. I gave him a shout out last week, and then this week,
no shout out.
Like Frankie, where he says, "Oh, you just gotta order just one burger, one fry, one drink." That's exactly what I ordered today, and they told me to move up. Can you pull up over there? Oh, one order.
Can you go to number one over there?
Golly.
Thank you. I will say this because I don't know, because I'm being dumb. But today, so I'm in Chick-fil-A today, right? And the only thing I can think about is, with everything going on, it puts me in a mood. And so we're in the line, and all the Chick-fil-A's are fixing themselves up, to make it more convenient for people to go in and out, right? Even though you're going through the drive-thru, they want you to be quick. And their workers are usually good about it. But, so it starts off with 2 lanes, and eventually it bottles up into 1, right? Well, all I could think about was this is the true test of how people, you can tell how a person is by the way they act in this line. Why? Because isn't it easier for you to just go 1 and 1, 1 and 1? No, it's that person behind me that's trying to fucking sneak in
and
not let the guy on the right lane go in.
Yeah.
And that's, I'm like, okay, that's a true test of.
But that's after
That's after they've ordered.
After they ordered,
Right, after they ordered.
Yeah.
But where they have to merge
and
in.
you're right. You're
They
right.
have to merge
I
in.
get your point because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, exactly.
Because
They
they're
have
going to
names.
have the name.
Yeah.
They're going to have.
Well, which I get it, but you know what? That irks the hell out of me too. Like, because McDonald's has the 2 drive-throughs, and then you have to
You have to
merge.
merge.
Right.
And you know, you would think that by now they would already upgrade to like the way Whataburger does it, where they have the 2 lanes. Bush's Chicken, where they have the 2 lanes. You know what I mean? But it's true. I placed my order. I saw they placed their order, and they're moving up. Okay. So I'm next, and then the other person starts going, "What the hell are you doing, bro? I'm next. I'm next."
See?
And then they pretend like they don't see you. They're messing with their radio.
No, he's probably still talking into the microphone while he's running.
Yeah, so it's
Give me chicken ketchup too.
it irks the hell out of me, man. Golly.
Yeah, but that's all I could think about. Being in the line was like, okay, here's a true test because the easiest thing to do is go like they tell people merge,
Yeah.
right, left, right, left, right,
Yeah.
left, right. No, the lady behind me was right on my ass. And
One
she's
and
like,
one, lady,
she
one and
was
one.
not gonna let them in. But I did think up to Cranky's point. That's what I was thinking of too. I was like, well, it really doesn't matter. Because they put your license plate or they put the name of the car or whatever, so they know where to go. Oh, what's the name? You tell them, Javier. Oh, okay, blah blah blah. So, yeah, but that was just my thinking. I was like, man, this is how you know how people. This is when you can tell how people really are.
Yeah.
You know, in life.
Yeah. Well, you know, so I know that we again, like Roger says, we kind of jump back and forth to everything, but we went from school shooting to the drive-thrus and McDonald's and all that.
No, we went there because we were like, what we were saying, what we're not supposed to talk about.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
What he doesn't want us to talk
But-
about.
Yeah, I don't know what else.
But on a lighter note to the shootings, right? So it's, of course, that was
Is
a
there
tragic.
is there a lighter
well,
note to
that was a
shootings,
tragic. That was a tragic event.
I see
right?
what you're. I get what you're going.
But,
I see where you're going.
But then we go to San Antonio, where it wasn't a mass shooting, and it wasn't a tragic event. It was scary for
Yeah.
some people,
Yeah,
right?
it was.
I saw some of the videos, but at HEB here on Bandera, we have some dumbass with a gun that decides to shoot to the ground, and then you have people with the video. We're starting to record. We have a mass shooter. We have a mass shooter. Like, no, he shot one time, and then they're saying, well, he was inside the store.
He was outside.
He was outside the
he
store.
was
The
outside.
video clearly shows the guy standing on that freaking like breezeway type. I mean, he was still on the store property, but he wasn't in the store. And all the reports, the first reports that came out were shot fired inside the store. And then you hear people yelling, mass shooter. And then, I don't know if you saw the video, the people trying to close the doors.
Yeah.
They start pushing them and then they reopen.
Because
I'm like,
people were still coming in. To the
But not only that, I'm like, first of all, you have to click the switch because when you close it, it automatically opens when somebody's standing there, like dummies, right? Oh my goodness!
Now they didn't go through active shooter
No,
training.
obviously
They
not.
They
man.
did
Obviously not. And then we continue, and you have another one in McAllen.
But that one was more funny just because of the way the dude was all like, "Hombre, bro, we got the mass shooter over here, and he's like, mira este vato." I'm like, what?
Yeah, and then when the cops start telling
like El
them,
Loco in there.
yeah, and then when the cops start telling them, like, "Hey, put your hands up!" Hey, what I live, right? And he starts running, and I'm like, "This guy, I'll keep you updated."
He keeps saying, "Al alba, al alba, oye, al alba."
I'm sorry if we're offending anybody's steel, man, but oh
Who
my
still
goodness.
was that?
Who still was that, bro?
He's in the McAllen area, man. Oh shit.
So those are the ones, man.
So somebody come get their uncle.
Yeah.
Please. From McAllen. 'Cause he's over there. Ponte al alba, ponte al alba.
And did he get back with an update?
I don't know. Did we check? We should check.
But that dude, no, he never came back with an update because I searched his stuff.
No, good. You know why? Because they probably searched him and he got arrested.
He had to warn himself.
Well, he was probably the one that was shooting.
Well, honestly, like, this is the way I felt about it when I first saw it, though. I thought, did he even know how to upload this? I wonder if he had somebody helping him. So maybe he never had another video, or maybe he didn't know how to do it himself. So we might get an update 3 days later. Who knows?
He doesn't even know. He's like, I'm still uploading, man. I don't know.
You know, it's funny, right? Because we have our senior here sitting down, and they're gonna have a senior sunrise tomorrow, right?
Oh, yes.
Which is pretty cool. But today on the news, I was watching, and they were at because they had the Thursday night lights, so the news always goes to one of the schools, right? And they were at Memorial, and
Wait. Memorial?
they were at Memorial at what is it, Veterans Memorial?
But that's not Memorial, though.
No, Memorial's on Culebra.
Memorial's on the west side.
I know what did I say?
You said
But
Memorial.
Veterans Memorial is not the same thing.
What it says Veterans Memorial. They're the Patriots. So it says Veterans
That's
Memorial.
Memorial.
Yeah.
No,
They're-
no.
They were the
Memorial's the
Minutemen.
Minutemen.
Okay, so it's Veterans Memorial. So Veterans Memorial is playing Burbank today for Thursday Night Lights.
Where's Veterans Memorial?
I have no
I
idea.
have no idea. All I know is this dude was there, and he starts asking them questions. And do you know what this means? And he's asking them certain things, right? So he's asking them like, what does skibbity mean, right? Which are things that we've kind of gone over. What does busted mean? What does he was giving them all these words, and it seemed like the kids were kind of hesitant to want to really say what it really meant.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, oh, it means it's really good. Oh, it means that it's all right, and different things like that. But the reason I bring this up is because
Skibbity.
they always give me grief because whenever I kind of talk in their language to them, right, they're like, oh my god, don't do it anymore, stop it, right? So I laugh about it, but it made me laugh because today on ESPN I saw that Bill Belichick was trying to get on social media, and he couldn't find a way to download Snapface. So he couldn't get on Snapface, so he decided to get on Instaface. And I was like, these people that shouldn't be on anything
should
anymore.
not be on,
Yeah,
on the
you know
internet.
what? Be
You
like
should not.
Trump and just be on Twitter, right? Just do that. Just do that. Or X.
It's X.
X,
sir.
yeah.
It's X.
You know?
It's X.
Like that first episode of Modern Family when the dad was, I'm done with this kids lingo. LOL, laugh out loud. WTF, why the face?
No, and then it was the weather guy that was at the Veterans Memorial, right? And he's like, yeah, I ate that up. It was, and I was like, dude, like,
Sir,
this
please,
is the reason I see why the kids are like, we don't do that, right? Because when I'm seeing him do it, I'm like, man, I want to change the channel now because it didn't sound good. So,
Or it's like you said, you mentioned it a while back when they were talking about, Fox was talking about Puro San Antonio. Puro?
they were like, Pearl, like plural or Pearl?
Puro San Antonio.
Pearl San Antonio. And I'm like, no, dude,
So-
like,
Veterans Memorial is on Evans Road. So that is not Memorial
So it's
on
not
the west
Memorial,
side. So it is.
it's
And
Veterans Memorial.
I thought Veterans Memorial was from Corpus.
No,
but
yeah,
no.
they're from
Apparently,
here.
there's
Yeah.
a new school up there called Veterans Memorial. So there you
Evans
go.
Road. Where's Evans?
But they're
That's way up
14. There's 410 Evan where
That's Evers.
where Clicks used to be.
That's Evers.
Oh, that is Evers.
That's Evans.
My
Oh,
bad.
Evans is probably over there. No, it's at Nacogdoches. So it's going to
It's
be
gotta
up
be over there.
northeast somewhere. And they're playing the Bulldogs of Burbank.
On Thursday Night Lights.
Yes, I know.
Burbank got on Thursday Night Lights before South End.
Or Southwest Legacy, shoot,
I think
for that
they-
matter.
the one time
Dude,
they
it's
had-
all the way over there. You know where that's at? It's all the way over there at 1604, 35, over there by Bracken, over there almost by Garden Ridge.
Oh, so it's one of those like Cibolo and
Yeah, it's one of those
It's one of those Sabolos.
Cibolos. Yep.
Anyway, good luck to the Bulldogs because you're probably going to get your ass kicked.
Yeah, well, they got spanked last year
Yeah.
by that team.
like that one I showed them the other day where that one Georgia high school team wanted to play.
Oh, the DeSoto?
The DeSoto team. So they came all the way over here. And
Oh my goodness.
Didn't score points.
77 to 0 or 70 to 0?
70? I think it was 70.
70 to 0,
70 to
man.
0.
Well, you see that
Jeez.
freaking
Talking big
college dude
shit.
they have on their line.
Yeah, I know.
Golly, he was just manhandling people, man.
70 to 0. You want to talk about high school football? Like, I mean, you don't fuck with Texas teams, especially up there.
Up there.
Up in that area. You don't
They
fuck
say
with those
that. They say that last year.
earmuffs.
They said that last
She's old
year,
enough.
like all the state champions from all A's 6, 5, 4, all those A's were mainly from that area.
Really?
All the state champions.
I don't know. You know what it is. It's just a modern day Judson. If you want to think about it, like people flock to that area.
Oh yeah. It's just like when what was it? Stevens first got there, and what's the other one? O'Connor.
They're creating super kids up there. Let me tell you, there's some
they're recruiting
intermingling. There's a lot
is
of
that
stuff
what you meant to say?
Yeah,
or is that...
that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Or was there something else you were trying to say?
A lot of
there,
intermingling that's happening, creating super kids up there in the Dallas area. Right? Is that Dallas?
Yeah, Dallas proper. It's over there, Dallas.
The Metroplex.
So, well, actually, DeSoto is literally right south of Dallas. It's right before you're getting into South Dallas.
Oh, okay.
So,
it's like Katy to Houston.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or New Braunfels or Lytle. Like, it's right before you get... It's literally like 2 exits before you're actually getting into Dallas. So
it's like Buda before you get to Austin. And it is Buda, not Buddha.
Exactly, that's what I said.
Like humble is humble. It's humble, not humble.
Jeez, are we gonna go into that now? We're gonna start talking. Roger. Here we go.
It's a blip on the map. That's all it is, bro. Golly. But except for DeSoto. They actually have a good freaking football team. So
yeah. Well, speaking about maps, so there was a lot of rain. Past weekend actually.
Yeah.
Before the weekend?
It started Friday.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday.
It started rain. I mean, torrential rain.
So,
it flooded Broadway.
Yeah. Well, Friday it drizzled. It kind of rained here and there. We were at the football game. We were expecting it to rain a little bit. It didn't. But Saturday is when it started to come down, and it just kind of continued throughout the weekend.
What part of town? I didn't get it.
We got a bunch of it here.
It seemed like it was widespread. Like some people got it more than others. But up in the McNay area, if you're not from San Antonio, there's an area, Alamo Heights.
I saw that bridge.
Alamo Heights area, and talk about flooding. There's video. The guy had video of himself inside his car where the water was up to his window, basically. His side view mirror. It was that high. And of course, that got me thinking, the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Why would you risk trying to, like, how important, wherever you're going, how important is that you're gonna get caught in water and probably swept away? Like, there haven't been very many people that have passed away lately, but back in the day, there was people, quite a few, and when it would flood, people would die.
Yeah,
I just don't get it.
Well, here's the thing. I don't look. The famous phrase is what?
Turn around, don't drown.
Okay. So they literally...
He didn't even hold up a cue card.
Yeah,
I already knew.
They literally
that was so famous. How come I didn't know it?
You were absent that day, Cranky. You were absent that day.
They literally were talking about it today in the news. And not only were they talking about that, they were talking about tips on what to do if you get in that situation. I'm like, why? Why are you giving people tips so that way they can get into that situation? Just tell them
if you see water, in that situation,
if you see water, turn around. Don't go over there. Especially, I'm sorry, but look, I literally made that mistake one time in a low car. I was in a Mercedes car.
We've talked about this.
It happened, right?
We've talked about
But it also happened to me in a truck. So it doesn't matter what type of vehicle you're in. It can happen to anybody, and it only takes 12 inches of water, flowing water, to begin to move your vehicle.
To push you away.
That's it.
To take your vehicles, lift them up, and push.
And that's it. And if you're in a small vehicle, easy. If you're in a bigger vehicle, okay, maybe a little bit more. But you're giving people tips, and so the tips were, if you start to see the water rise, well, obviously you put yourself in a stupid situation. I would have said that, right? But if you start to see the water rise, try to open the door and get out. I'm like, if the water's already to your door, you can't open it. It's pushing to the door, right?
It's rushing. It's rushing water.
But not only that, it's water pressure. It's holding it. Okay, that's one.
It's science.
Then they said, roll down your window. Okay, so to get more water in, and then get to higher ground. So which means get to the top of your car. So now, if the car starts moving, you can start surfing. I'm like, dude,
you look like Teen Wolf on top of the car.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you're literally giving people reasons and say, well, if I get into this situation, I know what to do now. No, don't go through the water. Don't go through the water. If you lived in San Antonio, and for people that haven't, I get it. But if you lived in San Antonio,
Californians.
thank you, right? Them. Let them get trapped.
Hey, they probably never seen this much fucking water. let me
But
tell
if you lived in San Antonio, you know the low water crossing spots already, man.
Yeah.
You know Pin Road. You know where McNady's at.
You know Roosevelt.
Leon Creek. You know all those places. What? Don't go to those areas. If it's raining, literally, the news guy said, "Look, man, if it's the way it's raining right now, if you have to be at work, I would call work and just say, hey, I'm gonna be an hour late. Just tell them that because it's gonna blow through and eventually the water will recede and then you can go." But no, man, people are giving tips on what to do if you get in that situation. God,
These Californians, man, I'm telling you, they never seen water like that. Ooh, what happens if I go? Ooh,
let's try it.
hey,
I've got insurance.
let's go splash that person that's walking the sidewalk.
hey, I wonder if I get my Prius going to 60 miles an hour, if I can go through that water.
My Prius.
God, come on, man.
Will they get shocked if they have an electric car? But I mean, that's where I am today, man. With these people, like, you know, the shooting, for one, and then you get those people at the HEB, and you got these people, you know, in running into rushing waters just so they could try and get through somewhere. You already know that San Antonio. Well, I'm not gonna get into it. There's flooding because sometimes there's construction.
Oh, not sometimes. There's been going on for 10 years already.
There's construction that's been there, and it's making it worse. That's why there's
Talking about 35, 410.
anywhere.
Construction for 19 years.
Pick anywhere on 35 going up to Austin. That's all you have to do. Pick anywhere from here, between here and Austin.
410 at Marbach, 410 at 151.
New homes.
410 at Ray Ellison. It doesn't matter, man.
New apartments, new homes, anything that, you know, where there's new construction or they're building with a road or a house or apartments, it's gonna create flooding somewhere else. And that's what people don't understand. Like, why are you still putting yourself through this shit? How stupid are you?
Turn around, don't drown, man.
Park on the side of the road. Go to Spotify. Look up on Canceled Culture.
That's it.
Listen to one of
catch
our
up on some. Catch up on the episodes,
Just
man.
catch up, man.
I mean, we're at 2,200 plays, so hey, man, we need to hurry up and get to 2,500 and 3,000.
We're rising, man.
Come
we're
on,
rising
man.
like that water you just rushed into, like an idiot. Stupid, man.
And I see people. I'm driving. I'm like, and I'm in a bigger truck. And I'm driving, I'm like, I'm still not going to go through that motherfucker. You know what I mean? And I see people still trying to go through it. I'm like, you're an idiot. I'm not even going to be the person that saw you go. I'm just going to turn around. I'm going to turn around and leave, man.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try and go, he's caught. Take off. I ain't going to try and save you, dude, for being dumb, man. Is that my quick shot? I guess that's my quick shot.
I guess that was your quick shot.
Yeah.
That's all our quick shots. What do you got? We got quick shot? Nothing? You can't go back to talking about the fast food.
We're not going to talk about fast food
Roger's
today.
gonna get pissed
and
off.
deodorant.
And deodorant. We can't talk about deodorant. We spent 15 minutes on deodorant.
That
so
was it.
We can't do 15 minutes on deodorant.
Dude, let's fucking talk about Roger. Let's talk about Roger. This dude literally counted. He's timed
Yes.
how long we were talking about McDonald's. I said, are you fucking kidding me, dude? 9 minutes and 25 seconds.
He didn't use no Mississippi's either.
Mississippi-less?
9, he said, y'all talked about McDonald's for 9 minutes and 25 seconds. Like, really, dude? Did you really have that much time on your hands, bro?
Lee, man, I'm telling
Most
you.
of the time, I'm on Roger's side. I mean, you guys don't see what goes on in this chat, this text that gets sent back and forth. You don't see this.
Well, you're the only one that's on his side.
If I posted this, y'all would be like, "Holy shit!"
Y'all ain't gonna be president anytime soon. Culture just got canceled.
For the most part, I'm on Roger's side. You know, and the way you can tell is like if y'all say something to him, what's the first thing I do? I put that face palm thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, here we go. And then it's like, but he got me, man. He got me last week. I'm like, Roger, man, what do you? Okay, and then he's talking about what did he say? Oh, a topic would be like, how come strippers? What was it? He said something about strippers. I'm like, really, Roger? That's a big topic.
That's what we're gonna go to.
Yeah, we're gonna go straight to strippers, right? Yeah.
It was a stripper, but I don't know if I should say
I don't know.
It was prostitutes. That's what it was. It wasn't strippers.
That was it.
It was prostitutes.
He talked about bringing back the oldest profession in the world.
See, that's the topic that Roger wants us to have. That's why I was like, wait a minute, no.
But okay, so we'll go to a topic that I guess Roger is familiar with.
No, that's in June.
Well, that's true.
Sorry, I had to, Roger.
See, he's on your side, Roger.
I was until you told us that we talked about McDonald's for 9 minutes.
Deodorant. You heard the story about the lady that they found at Wells Fargo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, God.
So like this one, I mean, I still didn't deep dive yet, right? But there's so much to uncover here because this lady goes to work on Friday. And
I get home on Friday.
Right.
How's that happen?
And I get it that people leave early, right? People are ready for their 3-day weekend. And of course, you have some people that work on Saturdays or whatever, but you have your people that are leaving early. On Saturdays, you have a skeleton crew for the most part. No pun intended.
You sure did. You sure did.
Wow. I stepped into that one, man. Wow, that was that. Yeah, you got me on that one. Okay. Usually you have the crew is scarce, right? There's a few people there.
Good choice.
But over the weekend, people smelled a foul odor, and all they did was assume that it was the plumbing.
They said it was the bathroom.
So I'm first of all,
Courtesy flush. Courtesy flush in there. Come on.
First of all, Wells Fargo, you need to upgrade and you need to do better on your plumbing facility, right? If they already assume that, because obviously if they're assuming that means it's been happening.
Not even they need to do better on the security too.
But
aren't they supposed to be doing the rounds?
They do their rounds, yeah. So the lady went on Friday and she passed away at her desk. Mm-hmm. And over the weekend, nobody encountered her, right? I guess, but again, she was on a different floor. She was on the third floor. Maybe there's not a lot of people on that floor.
Well, a lot of people work from home too.
Yeah.
They're saying.
So and you got to think about that, right? So obviously, there's not a lot of people roaming around. But you're right. There's security. And then Monday was a holiday.
No, it wasn't this past weekend.
I thought it was. It was.
No.
Oh, it was a weekend before.
No, it was a week before.
Oh, okay.
It was a week
But they
before.
still found her Tuesday.
I know.
So that means that people worked all Monday.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday they found her.
Remember,
right? Because the boss figured, well, hold on, she hasn't checked in, she hasn't clocked in. Like, where's she? That's the only reason that they went looking for her, and they went to her desk and then found her. Right? Passed away. Here's the thing. So
what was they doing walking by her desk? Hey, man, you been here all night?
Oh, you're burning that midnight oil, huh?
Hey, oh, you're getting some rest? Okay, just relax, man.
Don't work yourself to death.
Oh my goodness!
Oh God!
There's some topics that are.
Oh, we hope you work to live, not live to work.
Yeah. Oh
man, y'all are mean.
Y'all are mean.
Hey, we get it from the one and only over there.
Yeah,
one and only
cerebral assassin himself.
Cerebral assassin.
You know the sad thing about it is, man, is like one. Right, you're right. No employee found her, no employee saw her, or if they did, they ignored her, right? 2, security didn't do obviously a good enough job. But where I feel is the most sad part of this story, family didn't know she was missing for 4 days.
True.
Like there was nobody actively searching for her.
They didn't call her. Like,
nobody called to say, "Hey, she's missing."
Work or something.
Or she hasn't shown up, or hey, I haven't heard from her.
Does she live alone?
Exactly what I'm saying. So does she not have family?
She was 60.
But you would think she has generations under her.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
She was a cat lady.
Yeah, but you would think like, okay, maybe there has to be somebody, right?
Yeah,
but obviously nobody really looked for her. Because you would have seen something on the news. You would have seen a silver alert. You would have seen something. Nobody really looked for this lady. And I think that's the saddest part is where you think, dude, like, how that could happen to anybody. I mean, and you know, it made me think, how many times do we actually speak to our loved ones on a daily basis? You know?
We spend more time with people we work with than than our own family.
Yes,
True.
You know?
That's
People
very
we work with, people we hang out with, people we have common hobbies with,
People that you play in pool leagues with.
Yep. I mean, for real, you go gamble with. I mean, you and you think about it, like, you don't reach out to certain people all the time.
Yeah.
And it just makes you think, like, dude, like, there was nobody there to look for this lady.
Yeah.
And that was sad.
It is. I mean, you obviously. Let's look at it from the other side. They haven't said, right? Because they're going to do some autopsy.
Yeah.
They got to come out and say
what it
because
was.
they have to deep dive into. The medical examiner has to do all their stuff. But let's flip it around and let's say we don't know if it was a suicide. We don't know if she knew that maybe she didn't have family. We don't know if maybe she knew she was going to pass away.
Yeah.
She went to work.
The only way it would be suicide is if she like drank something.
Yeah, and then but then they won't know. Like, they just found her. She was already decomposing basically, because once that smell, once your blood stops moving, you're decomposing. Like, that's it. There's no pumping. There's no your skin's not living anymore, and that's why the smell happens. But like I said, look at it from the other side. We don't know. They haven't said anything yet, but
they just showed that what they said was there was no obvious signs of foul play, and so they don't.
So
know.
They have at least said that.
Yeah, they did say that, and then so they said that the cause of death has not been.
Or could they just be saying that nobody killed her? But
Possibly.
still doesn't mean that she didn't do anything to herself.
Correct.
Ooh, I'm a good investigator.
But and so it goes to show you, because there hasn't been reports come out that says that she was suffering from anything, depression or anything like that, right? Yeah. Because when you think about it, I think Cranky had sent us the one about the jogger that was missing.
Right.
So the jogger, her too, it was 4 days, wasn't it?
Yeah,
4 or 5 days.
Because actually, I hadn't even heard about that one.
So she goes for a run. Florida?
Was it Florida?
I think it was. She goes for a run. Yeah. She goes for a run in the evening, which she was known to do because she was preparing for a marathon. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't come home. People, of course, start to worry about her. So she had people, there. They worried about her, and so they did go search for her. They even had people search in the area that she was running, where there's a bridge and there's a river. And they searched for her and didn't find her.
Nothing.
And then 4 or 5 days later, she's found right off the side of the river, where it looks like she washed up. So now that one, they still don't have a cause of death reported, but that one, they did come out with reports that she was suffering from depression. She was suffering from some mental, not so much maybe mental illness, but maybe her mental health wasn't the best.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the one where it's like, that one you can say, dude, did she jump?
Yeah.
Did something happen to her? Was she pushed off? Was she thrown over? Was she assaulted? What happened, right? Or did she just jump? Because that one did have reports that she was suffering from depression. She was suffering from mental health.
She only weighed like 100 pounds, dude.
Yeah, she did. She was.
Well, I saw the picture that was in there. So she did look like she was in shape. She was healthy. She wasn't.
Well, I don't know if 100 pounds is in shape and healthy.
Well, she's gonna go and.
It depends on what you like, Cranky. Some people like them skin and bones, but. No, I hadn't heard about it until you guys sent it, and I said, well, and I really didn't look into it, so I didn't know. I thought there was something else on it. But, I mean, It could be more, it could be mental, it could be, And
that's the thing, yeah.
The big thing, so they have video of it. They have video of her running onto the bridge.
Yes.
But they don't have video of her
coming off.
Of it.
Yes.
Okay. So, but they still don't know if anybody could have been on the bridge.
Well, and here's the thing, though. The initial report, cops come out and say they don't suspect foul play.
Oh.
And so that's where all the depression, mental health, all that comes into play, because if she was suffering from that, automatically you know where they're going with that.
Right.
They're thinking that she did something to herself. She jumped. She did something. All they said was she seemed in good spirits. She was going for a run. She was preparing for a marathon. She was looking forward to it, and then now she doesn't come home.
Yeah.
So it's pretty. That's pretty tough. So when you can't compare the two, but when you compare the two, this lady, there was no reports of any of that.
Right.
The lady from Wells Fargo,
right.
And this lady, there was, but yet both of them, nobody suspects foul play, and they're both deceased for 4 to 5 days.
Yeah.
So,
well, that was something that came up. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, where I wanted to talk about it. I was actually kind of wanting to get Sabrina's reaction to it, but I thought it was only when you said it.
well, you said Sabrina. Oh, I said it. Okay.
There you go. but some things that have been happening here in San Antonio, where there's been kind of a rash of, and I don't want to say a rash, but
domestic violence.
But domestic violence and murder suicides. There's been a lot of those happening lately where. I think the latest one that I heard was apparently I think the guy was an attorney. I think.
Oh yes, that one. I think we brought it up, but
no, we didn't. Okay. No, we talked about it in the chat, but we didn't bring it up because. But I wanted to get her point of view. But there's been a lot of that happening.
Yes.
There's a lot of that happening, and this last one with that attorney, so. They called his a homicide. So basically,
she was the
she
one.
killed
him first,
and then killed herself.
And then she killed herself.
Yes.
I mean, is it? I don't know, man. But why is there what is going on? We don't know. We don't know what's going on. But I'm saying there's something there. Like there's something that gets somebody so much. And it's so much that they're just done, right? And they're not gonna just take themselves out; they're gonna take somebody with them.
Yeah.
But what gets them to that point? What could it be? It could be: was he cheating? Did she catch him cheating? Was it money?
Well, I mean,
was it insurance? But I mean, obviously, who's gonna get the insurance? And she killed herself too. What could it be? But there's been a lot of it going on.
To give you an idea of what it could be, you got to watch the Steve McNair documentary on Netflix.
Oh, I haven't seen it. So I wanted to watch it. I haven't seen it.
So that
was next on my list.
That'll give you kind of an idea of what.
That was next on my. Well, I mean, of course, I've heard the story and I've read the articles on it when it was happening, right? But I want to see the documentary. I want to see it. I haven't seen it yet.
It's only an hour long. It's not.
It's on the Untold one, right?
Untold,
yeah, on Netflix. But so I had a question though. My curiosity was because we hear a lot and we see a lot regarding this stuff. Do we see more during the summer? During the summer, is it heightened? Because
you think so in the summer?
I'm just wondering because you think about the. Have you ever heard how people react during the summer? It's hotter, so they're more aggravated. They get more. They're more fired up. They're more fiery, right?
You think so?
Well, you think about animals the same way. Dogs are the same way. Bees are the same way. When it's very hot, they're agitated.
More agitated.
So I'm thinking, do you think? I wonder if a lot of these cases happen more during the May
Summer.
to September area when it's hotter here than normal.
So? Just the heat itself, get some.
Believe me, bro. They've talked about road rage and things happening more because it's hot and people are stuck in their cars.
Wow.
And then it's so hot that they're agitated already.
Wow.
And I've seen studies on that. I've seen people on the news talk about that during the summer when it's hottest is when you see more people. They get angry really, really quick.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about that, and I do want to get Sabrina's.
I just wanted to see because I think she's a stat girl.
Yeah,
she's the second stat girl in line. I'm sure she's got statistics.
One of her main passions is domestic violence in women, right? Yeah. She wants to help. That's where she's going towards. Right. She wants to help women in different areas, whether it be health or mental health.
Right,
And domestic violence, has something to do with that. But she sent me an article today. Did y'all hear about the Ugandan Olympic athlete?
Oh, I saw that. I didn't read into it, but I saw it.
So the Ugandan Olympic athlete, she was a victim of domestic violence.
Yes. So what?
She was set fire by her partner.
Chemical or something.
Let me tell you, the dude literally went and got gas and poured it all over her and set her on fire.
What?
So she suffered 80% third-degree burns.
No way.
And ended up passing away.
Jeez.
And this dumbass burned himself. He had 30%. So he was in the hospital. But you know what? They haven't arrested him.
Why?
They're doing an investigation. And during this time, he's now been released from the hospital. And the father is now feeling like, dude, this dude might flee.
Well, yeah. Well,
because it's obvious he set her on fire, caught himself on fire, she died, and he was hurt.
Oh my God.
So it was crazy when she sent that article, and I was like, what the heck? And I remember, I literally, I want to say that I watched the Olympics more this year than I had in previous years.
Yeah.
I stayed watching it, the different events.
Yeah.
From diving to swimming to running.
Handball. We should get a handball league together.
I don't know if I saw handball. I think when water polo came out, I turned in.
I didn't say pocket pool.
When handball came out, I turned in. But this lady.
Don't worry, I turned the fan on.
I saw her. I saw her article. I saw her article. She was the Olympic runner, right? And she freaking got burned to death, man.
That's crazy, man. But that goes back to the domestic violence, dude. And
33 years old.
Wow.
And this guy, her name was Rebecca, and I'm not gonna butcher her last name, but she was Ugandan, and she had just moved to Kenya.
I'm not even gonna joke about it either.
The Ugandan.
I'm not even gonna joke about it either.
But yeah, apparently her partner freaking set her on fire, and right now has not been arrested as of right now. So, and it literally just happened.
So I was just past some news right now. I don't know if you've already seen it, but right now is what I just showed the guys. So we were talking about the shooting earlier,
in Georgia,
right? In Georgia. So apparently Colt Gray's father was just arrested. We don't. I mean, I didn't read the article, but I just read the headline. So we don't know why he was arrested, but he was arrested. So, and we had talked about this in the text earlier. And I said, I wonder if this is going to be like that. Was it Michigan or Wisconsin? To where the parents were arrested because the kid went to school and shot it up.
Yes,
but they arrested the parents because they were considered partially responsible for what happened.
Yeah.
And I put it in the text. I said, I wonder if this is going to be something to where it's going to be like that, to where the parents or somebody's going to get arrested because of what this kid did.
And not only that, he's being charged with murder and manslaughter charges as well.
Wow. So they are going that route.
I just looked at the New York Post right now, and he's being charged with murder. Colin Gray being charged with 4 counts of manslaughter.
Wow.
2 counts of second-degree murder and 8 counts of cruelty to children.
Wow.
Damn, man.
Holy shit, dude.
Here's the thing. I have to say, I kind of felt for the guy for a moment, right? For the dad.
The dad?
Because it seemed like he was a single dad with him and then 2 younger siblings, right? With Colt Gray and 2 younger siblings.
Okay.
So I get how it's difficult, especially if you're a dad and you're trying to raise all the kids yourself.
Unless you're in that situation, you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know, right? Don't know. But what kind of a dumbass do you have to be? I'm sorry, like I really felt for this guy because
until you read that.
Yeah, well, I had to put myself in his shoes and feel like I remember when I got custody of my son, right? When I got custody of my youngest son, I was like, dude, it's tough. I can imagine single mothers, right? But single fathers who naturally don't have that motherly instinct, that parenting instinct. Like you're the father, so you're the disciplinarian.
Yeah,
you're the one that sets the order, sets the structure, right? And the mother is the one that gives the loving, the nurturing, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So as a father, I can see somebody being structure happy, being a disciplinarian, doing what he needs to do. But what kind of nurturing was being done to the kids?
Right.
Okay. So I felt for him in that aspect. But when you think about it, your son was literally just freaking interviewed by the FBI.
FBI, yes.
For some post that he made about shooting the school, and you're gonna buy him an AR-15 style rifle. Like, that makes no sense. And I get it. They say, oh, well, he had already purchased it before all that happened. Okay, but he still gave it to him in December.
Yeah.
And then even at that, I'm sorry, but if I would have given my son an AR-15, and then I'm interviewed by the FBI, what do you think I'm gonna do? Take it back? You're not gonna get this, son. You know what? Until I feel that you're old enough and mature enough.
There's a reason why FBI was at your door.
I'm not gonna give. You can't have this. You know what? Maybe me and you go to the shooting range. Maybe you, but I'm not just gonna gift it to you and you have it. No, he still let him keep it, and then this happens.
And here we are.
So I'm sorry. I agree with him being picked up. I agree with him being charged. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just.
It's like they say when you don't buy a monkey a gun. So the monkey shoots. How does it go again? If you buy a monkey a gun and the monkey shoots someone, you don't blame the monkey.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Well, so God, fuck, man. I wasn't gonna get political. It's not political.
It's not political. It's not, man. It's your opinion.
No. But I just want to say this about the way that people handle this shit, and this is why I didn't want to go into it. Because the argument, people are going to be on both sides, so it doesn't really matter. But it's the way that people handle it. So our good friend over in Colorado, Lauren Boebert, was a fucking idiot. She put a video on X talking about that she was going to go to some rally. It was like a March for Life rally, right? Because of what happened in Georgia.
Yeah.
So people were going to get together. They were going to have a rally for March for Life, and they're going to talk about whatever. So this bitch, she's literally like talking about, well, they're going to take away our Second Amendment, and they're going to take away our guns, and you know what kills more kids? Abortions. Abortions kill more kids than handguns, and blah blah blah. Those 4 people were just a drop in the bucket. That's what she said. She recorded herself. She put it on X. She said those kids that died in Georgia were just a drop in the bucket. And that's what gets me pissed off about these people. And I said I didn't want to make it political, but when you talk about the difference, okay, when you talk about one side talking about guns, talking about the other side talking about quote unquote taking your guns away, which nobody wants to take your guns away. They just want to regulate it, okay? They just want to regulate it. That's all they want to do. But this bitch is over here talking about a drop in the bucket compared to the amount of abortions that happen every year.
Yeah, but a drop in the bucket gives you sentencing, while abortion doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, abortion is not illegal. What this dude did is...
Well, the thing is that everybody wants to shy away from, this was a gun incident. Let's push it to the side. That's what they're doing, is they're shying away from it. They don't want to talk about the guns being the issue. They want to talk about it being a mental issue. They want to talk about, no, it's not the guns. They just want to take them away. That's what it is. But to me, is that they're pushing that aside. And they're saying that, well, more people have abortions than, kids getting killed. The number one killer of kids in America is
guns.
And it's been proven. Well, abortions, I understand your point. And I understand what you're saying. Abortions, yes, but they're regulating abortions. Nobody can just be willy-nilly and have an abortion anymore. Why? Yeah. Because they're fucking regulating that. You know what I mean? So, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not. I know it's gotten political, but all I'm saying is that while they're trying to push something else aside, and make it, look over here. They're trying to make it a magic act, right? Look over here. That's all I'm saying.
Look at this.
That's what I'm saying.
What this other hand's doing.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. Cranky had some alcohol in his hand. I like that. But that's all I'm saying. And God damn it, I didn't want to go that route. But when I saw that video of her saying that's what I'm saying, dude. Certain people handle it.
I don't want to be, I don't want to get on Roger's bad side, but I agree with you.
Oh, he's gonna hate this episode. He really is. I mean,
But yeah, you don't say
go
that.
ahead, go ahead.
You don't say something like that, man. Especially and put it on, you know.
Well, and it happened. It happened with Uvalde. You know, because right away, you know, they just kind of wanted to push it aside and make it about mental issues and all this stuff. And that kind of ties into what's going on here with, you know, with the murder suicides. It's like, well, we don't know what's going on with these people. Like, why would that lady want to murder her husband?
I'm telling you, you got to watch
she
this.
killed her-
Watch the Steve McNair. That girl didn't have no mental issues.
She just wanted to do it.
She just wanted to do it.
Man, I
because,
gotta see it now.
You know.
But you know, I get what you're saying when you're saying you don't blame the monkey, right? Was that a poor choice of words in this situation? No. I don't know.
No, you're fine. You're
Okay.
fine.
But that was Married with Children. That was Al Bundy.
Okay, all right. But
You see the difference?
Yes.
Back
So-
then, it didn't matter. Today,
so you don't blame the monkey. However, you don't give the monkey a gun.
That's what I'm saying. You don't give them a gun.
Right? Like
You
like
know.
that's what you're saying.
And
That's exactly what the saying
so
is.
So I'll tell you this. So the boy, the 14-year-old Colt Gray, he's arrested, he's detained, he's held right now in jail, and he turns 17 pretty soon.
I thought he was 14.
I thought he was 14.
Oh, hold on, you're right. He's 14, but they're saying they can keep him until he's 17.
Oh, but
however,
because they're gonna try him as an adult.
However, the law there states that from the ages of 13 to 17, if you create a crime such as this, a major crime or a serious deadly crime, you automatically get charged as an adult.
Oh, okay. I see.
So,
I see
so,
that.
but they were
Yeah.
saying, well, we can hold him until he's 17, and then, but
Right.
because of this, they're like, he automatically gets tried as an adult.
That's crazy. But
As
that's
an adult.
not every state law is
Not
like
every
that.
state
though.
law
Not
like
every
that,
state
no.
law is like that. Only certain
Yes.
states have fucking laws like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Oh, that's crazy. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's not crazy, but because of the severity of what he did, you know, and then that's knowingly, and that's what murder is, when you knowingly kill somebody.
Exactly.
And that's what he wanted to do. He purposely wanted to hurt people. So yeah, I see that. I see that.
So, you know, I'm wondering, I don't know, does Georgia, and I'm going to look this up, does Georgia have a capital murder
Death penalty?
Death penalty?
I haven't heard anybody mention it. I don't know.
Well, we're about to find out. Does Georgia have that? Yes, they do.
Wow.
So, for capital murder, that's you're
dead.
you are now at risk for the death penalty. So there was a kid here. I'm gonna tell you like this. There was a kid here.
So it's not automatic.
No, it's not
I
automatic.
still got to go to court
because you
and
still gotta
figure
go
all
to
that
prison. They
stuff
still
out.
gotta, when they do the sentencing, they're gonna say,
Right,
okay,
right.
you know, here's
this is
either
what
life
could happen,
or
right.
whatever, right?
This- right. Okay.
So there's a kid here in San Antonio. He's 17. He shot a 14-year-old who was 2 days away from being 15. Shot him, let off 21 rounds. I think shot him maybe 17 times. Killed him. Okay.
Holy fuck! You think
They just found
17
him.
times?
Yeah, they
Fuck.
just arrested
It's
him.
not like he's like a horrible shot.
Right. They just arrested him, and he's now being faced with capital murder as a 17-year-old. This dude could possibly be on death row at 18, 19 years old, and have to suffer the consequences. You know, me and Sabrina, and we don't have to take another shot. I already know y'all are already feeling it. But we were talking about this. It's like, what is with these freaking kids? Like, what is it? Like, what has made it so? The way we talked about, we've become numb to when we hear tragic events like this when they don't hit home, right? When they're away. What has hit these kids so to the point where it's just like it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter.
Life doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Consequences don't matter.
Exactly. That's
I'm
the
like,
big one.
what the what are these kids? I don't know, man. But I remember people telling me before that I was too hard on my kids. Right? Man, you're too
First
strict.
of all, they aren't your kids.
Yes,
Right? They're
it's
not your kids.
You're
They're
too
my
strict.
kids.
You're too this. You gotta let them. And I'm like, you know what, man? As of yet, my kids have not done some stupid shit like
Tell
that.
it to somebody who cares.
Yeah,
They're my
as
fucking
of now,
kids.
my kids have not done something as stupid as that.
Right.
And now, my kids are already older. Well, okay, my boys, right? My 2 boys are already older. We got 5 other ones. And this is why people still say, I'm still hard on them. And they know this.
Don't too bad.
They know this, right? And they understand it.
No, I'm not saying too bad to them. I'm just saying
but they understand it.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't like it.
Yeah, of course.
But they understand it. But other people are like, man, you're really like, man, firm, right? Okay, but you know what? I have a 21 and a 24-year-old who's about to be 25 Sunday, and they haven't done some shit like this.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I was on their fucking ass. Because they knew that if they did any stupid shit, I was gonna smack their ass. Like I think there's a level of respect, but there's also has to be a level of fear. Okay.
Exactly.
And a lot of people is like, no, your kids should never fear you. They should respect you. No, I'm sorry. They should do both.
Yeah.
They should do both.
Yeah.
I feared my dad. Cranky, you feared your dad?
Just till now.
Right?
Fuck yeah.
I feared my dad. And you know what? Even at now, dude, we still, like, I remember the first time I ever stepped up to my dad. Oh, yeah. That was not the right thing to do. You know what I mean?
I don't remember the first time I ever stepped to my dad because I never did it.
Exactly.
Well, I got a little brave.
Exactly.
And I did. And I got put to a wall.
I never.
Right?
No.
And it was like, yeah, you don't do that. You know what I mean? And even at that, it was like, bro, like, you might be bigger and stronger. I'll still whoop your ass.
Yeah.
I remember when my son decided one time to test me a little bit, right? And I was like, son, I know you're 6 foot, man, but don't make me embarrass you in front of people, okay? You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know, right?
Yeah.
And so I know how that feeling was with my dad too. Like, dude, you don't want me to embarrass you, right? Like, and then my dad is more of he can be really hot tempered, right? But my dad can also be the most like chill person, and he can be like, don't make me embarrass you.
Oh, see?
Don't make me embarrass you.
Oh.
Like, you don't want to get me to that level because then you're not gonna enjoy it.
Oh.
You're gonna be embarrassed. Like, come on. And
Yeah.
more level headed, right?
Yeah.
And I think he's more level headed with his kids and you know with
Everybody
the friends,
else.
right? With everybody else. And everybody else, he's like, but with us, he was like, don't make me be that person with you,
Yeah.
right? Which was cool, but. Like, dude, what has gotten into these kids?
See,
that they just don't care anymore.
And that is a good point because I can remember. I mean, and I wasn't like a crazy fucking stupid ass kid. I fell in line with the way my parents were. But any time that any little thing came up that I was gonna be like, I don't know if I should do this. It's like I tell people all the time. I had my parents on my shoulders. I had my dad on my right shoulder, my mom on my left shoulder telling me, and I had their voices in my ear telling me, I know, you shouldn't be doing that shit. But that's the difference because the kids now don't have that. They don't have somebody telling them, you shouldn't be doing that. And why? Are the parents, are they less lenient? Are they less, do they not give them... And does it have to do with there being only one parent? Only one mom?
Only one dad.
Only one dad? Does that have a lot to do with it? Because are they missing that? I mean, is it an excuse?
The balance?
Or is it just an excuse?
So, and I'll tell you like this. I guess we can say it for us three here. We all three had both our parents. So I can say that there was a balance. I remember, I kind of met your parents, Porky, here and there, but I really didn't get to spend a lot of time with them, right? Spent a lot of time with Cranky parents.
I met them a couple of times, but I was the bad influence.
Yes, we know. But I got to spend time with Cranky's parents, right?
I'm gonna make you a shirt.
And they were like my parents too. So when you think about it, I saw the balance there, right? I saw the balance. And I feel that my parents had balance too.
But that was evident in all of them.
Yeah.
I could look at your parents and see that there was this level of respect.
Yes.
I could look at Cranky's parents and say that there was a level of respect.
Yeah.
But that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt
and
that.
it was whether it was maybe a partial fear, but also respect. It was there. And the thing is,
I don't get my ass kicked.
Is that have any of us three ever been okay, I'm not gonna say I've never done. Have we ever been charged with anything like this? No, right? You know why? Because we knew it wasn't only fear of the law. It was fear of our parents.
That's what I'm saying.
It was fear of our parents.
This is what Porky means by balance. I remember when you wanted to go out or you wanted money, you'd be like, "Hey, mom, can I get some money?" Go ask your dad. Never mind. Hey guys,
I guess we're not going everywhere today.
I guess I'm not. I can't go.
I can't go.
I can't go.
That's exactly right. Because there was always a fear. Like I can remember, even on senior skip day, dude, the last day of school. You know, like whenever they would do the senior skip days or whatever. Like somebody invited me to somebody's house that day, right? So that I could go, right? So, but I didn't. Why? Because I was so afraid. I was so fucking scared that something was gonna happen. I didn't go. Yeah. And they told me, go. You don't have to go to school. Like, pretend you go to school and then just leave. Like, walk off campus. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You heard it.
I was so afraid that hell no. I stayed in school and I ate burritos all day. I mean, honestly, dude. And I went to the locker room. Cranky knows. I mean, maybe he didn't, but I got as many fucking burritos as I could because they were giving them away. I got a plate. I stacked like 15 of them, and I went to the baseball locker room and watched movies all day.
Forrest Gump, man.
And everybody else was at senior skip day.
Yes, I was.
You know, I hosted a couple of them.
Oh,
not just for us. I think it was for another class. I think at one time, right?
Who's the bad influence?
And you know, my parents never found out.
Oh, they're gonna find out now.
No. They found out like I want to say it was like 15 years later when my sister. I know she's gonna listen to this. My sister one day says, you know, my mom's talking about us, and she's like, you know, my kids were always good. My son, you know, he never blah blah blah. And my sister goes, really? He had senior skip days at the apartment. I remember because I was there. Blah blah blah. And I was like, shut up! Like we got away with.
What was she doing?
Exactly. I was like,
How did you know?
I was like, we got away with it for 15 years. You're not gonna bring this shit up? Come on, man.
That was my weed, mom. When they thought it was Chandler's all this time.
Golly, man.
That was a Friends reference if you didn't know, because I don't know Friends. These guys know Friends more than I've ever known Friends.
I was very ballsy having senior skip day at my house because...
Did you?
Big time.
Wow.
Yes.
Because my dad would come home for lunch.
Yes.
And luckily, he never came home for
What
lunch.
did y'all do? Y'all hid?
Yeah.
No.
It's 12 o'clock. Go hide.
You couldn't because there was cars in front.
What would you... Okay, Cranky, let me ask you this. What would you have done if he did show up?
I mean, he would have kicked everybody out for one.
Okay.
And then I would have tried to run out too.
He would have grabbed him by the shirt.
He would have been like, Louis, hey, I'm going to be at your house. You know, I thought about that too, right? Because my parents didn't work far. We literally, when I held them, they were right there at the apartments, remember? So we had the pool, we had everything there. And my parents worked at Lackland and at Kelly's. They were right there.
Right there.
So I thought the same thing. I was like, dude, if they show up, like, what are we doing, right? Granted, it was an apartment complex, so you could park different spots. He wouldn't know they were all at our house, but you would know they're all at our house when their people were inside, right?
Yeah, where are they gonna go? They're gonna go out the windows?
What was I gonna do? And honestly, man, my only saving grace was saying, Mom, it's senior skip day. Like,
what?
Everybody
But
does
you're a junior.
it. We're like, well,
And that worked? Holy shit.
you know what?
That's all I had to say.
I honestly think they would have been not cool about it, but it would have been like, yeah, but you know you're gonna be grounded for a while, right? Like, you know that you're not gonna be able to do anything for a long time. But it crossed my mind, so I thought about the same thing. I was like, I wonder what Cranky would have done if they would have shown up.
So they never showed up, but there was this one time where
At band camp?
yes,
One time at band camp.
it was one time where the evidence was just there. You know,
It was
'cause
overwhelming evidence.
I was passed out in the room. My car was gone,
What?
Oh yes.
and there was a bong on the kitchen table.
Yes. Let me tell you, I got the call, not from him. My house phone rings because we didn't have cell phones.
We had house phones back then. Believe it or not.
My house phone rings, and all I hear is my mom having a long conversation. What? Yeah, right. Having a long conversation. I didn't do it, Mom. I didn't do it. And then all I see her turn around and say, like, Mijo, come here. Oh, do you know where Cranky's car is at? No, I don't. So then I had to get the phone and I had to talk to mom number 2. And mom number 2 is like, tell me, do you know who has it? Where it's at? Like, I don't. Like, honestly, don't know where it went or who has it. I kind of had an idea. But I wasn't gonna throw them under the bus. But yeah, dude, I get the call and I'm like, I don't know,
so
man.
we could throw them under the bus now. So
yeah, we could throw
they went looking for the car.
Yeah.
Well, it was at TJ's.
Yeah, TJ's. Yeah.
And Gandhi and Isaac were inside eating hamburgers.
They got hungry.
Well, yeah, they left the bone there in the freaking on the counter.
The bone got broken. I'll tell you that for now.
They got smashed.
It got smashed
right
Sorry,
away.
Ted. that was Ted's bone. But yeah, I woke up. I snapped out of it finally. I think it was a Friday. Yeah. And I left, and I didn't come back for the whole weekend. I didn't want to come back, man.
I didn't want to be around.
I didn't want to be around that, man.
Yeah.
I let her shoot,
dude, man.
There was a couple times Cranky left.
Yes.
I'm sure y'all had some times, man. See, that's what I'm saying.
And we would have had
while that was going on, I was in the locker room eating burritos.
And we would have had cell phones in.
Oh,
like we could have had heads ups.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
Cranky showing up. What's going on? Hey, can I stay here for a little bit? Yeah, man, come on in. Play some RBI or whatever.
Tecmo Bowl.
Tecmo Bowl. Yeah.
Arch rivals.
Oh man, those are the days, bro.
Holy shit, man. We could go all day.
Dude,
I'm sure y'all could go all day on those stories. I mean, me, being a nice little boy at home, not causing trouble. Holy shit, man!
I guess we were the bad influences.
Yeah.
and my mom swears to this day, no, Mijo was really good. My sister's like, no, he wasn't. My sister always tries to throw me under the bus, man.
You see, Mom?
She just threw herself under the bus.
I know.
How do you know he was?
How do you know that he was having senior skip days?
You were right, Mom. You were right, Mom. You were totally right.
Yep.
Oh man, so you're just young and stupid.
Yep. Now we're just old and stupid.
Now we're just stupid.
Now we're just stupid.
Now we're just stupid.
Now we can't remember shit. Oh fuck! What did I put my
I thought about it too, man. I was like, dude, I wasn't in trouble with the law. I mean, I had a lot of tickets, right? I had 13 tickets one time in 1 year. Okay.
Stop breaking the law, asshole!
Right? I had 13 tickets in 1 year, but that was the extent of the breaking the law, right? And then I get with this stupid psycho Terminator, and I end up in jail a couple of times. One for a warrant for one of the 13 tickets I didn't pay, and then another one was for to defuse, quote unquote, air quotes, to defuse a situation that was going on, right? It was a domestic violence case, but it wasn't her. It was me being violated, right? But I was the one taken in to defuse the situation, right? The way cops were before and now, I don't know. They always take the women's side.
Bad boys.
But
bad
either
boys.
way, but those are the extent of my things, and they weren't. I think one time I was in there for like 4 days, right?
Wow.
Because at the time, again, cell phones were kind of new, so every time I tried to call somebody, you couldn't call a cell phone from the jail because it was a collect call.
Yeah.
Now it's not a collect call. Now you can call anybody.
Yeah, you call anybody.
But before it was a collect call. So certain cell phones didn't take that. So I couldn't call anybody. So I was stuck in there for 4 days until somebody finally told, hey, you might want to go check on your son because he's locked up, right? But that was the extent of it. But I really didn't have any breaking the law certain type things until I was in my 40s until I get my DWI. You know, and I'm thinking, dude, as much as I drank before and I get DWI in my 40s, like what the hell? Now you should be smarter and not get caught. You know what I mean? But it happens, man. It happens.
You know we gotta drive home, right?
I didn't give you another shot.
It doesn't matter.
I'm going to get Taco Bell again. I don't know about you fuckers. But I'll finish with this, dude. I'll finish with this. So personally, like, I think for whatever reason, like my mom never thought that she was like quote unquote a good parent because she was really hard on herself, right?
Yeah.
So she always saw like the little things that we would do as problems, and they weren't because we were never arrested. We didn't get caught with drugs. We didn't get, shit like where you would really...
You weren't in trouble at school all the time.
You wouldn't in trouble at school. You wouldn't be in jail for, a year or 2 years. Like,
Not an alternative all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, but my mom was always hard on herself. And she always wanted to push, like, my kids, were good. And we always tell her, like my dad always used to tell her, you have good kids.
Yeah.
Are they in jail? No. Are they in trouble with the law? No. Are they doing drugs?
Yeah, no.
Maybe.
Did they have kids at 18? Oh, wait.
But my point is, she was really hard on herself because she always felt like she wasn't a good enough mom.
Yeah.
But I think when I look at all of us together, that's just the way our parents were. That's just how our moms were. They were really hard on themselves because they probably fuck. They didn't want our kids to fuck up. You know?
Yeah. Well,
that's what they wanted.
And I think it goes to I see Sabrina as she's like an old time parent. She literally drills into the kids. I'm gonna tell you this: you are not just a reflection. Mm-hmm. You are an extension of me. So if you mess up, then guess what? I look like the mess up.
Right. Yeah.
Because that means that I didn't teach you right.
I get it. Yeah.
So I like that she instills that into the kids. I think I'm still more the harder disciplinarian, but and she's the more nurturing one. But still, she instills that into the kids that says, "Hey, you're the extension of me. So if you're messing up at school, you're messing up out there. It shows, and it's a reflection of me because it shows that I haven't done what I needed to do."
Yep.
And my mom always told me the same thing. She was like, "Look, this was her famous saying growing up. I'm gonna love you unconditionally. You're my kid, so I'm gonna love you no matter what, whether you're good or you're bad. It doesn't matter. What's most important to me is that everybody else loves you. So if you're acting up and acting a fool, they're not going to love you. They're going to despise you. They're going to hate you.
Right.
They're going to hate being around you. And so every time we want to be around somewhere, they're not going to want to be around because you're the fool.
Because you're the idiot brother.
Yeah. So I love you, but be good to where other people love you too. You know what I mean? And I think that's what kind of drove a lot of the, okay, you know what? Let me think twice about certain things that I'm going to do.
But that's just old school parenting.
Thank you.
That's just old school parenting. Mm-hmm. That's how they all were. All our moms were the same.
Yep.
They loved us. They still cared about us.
Yep.
They fucking hated if we got in trouble.
Sometimes.
Right. Yeah. We fucked up, but what did they do? They figured it out. They were still hard. There's no fucking doubt about that because they were still hard on us, but that didn't mean that they fucking changed how they thought about how much they loved us, right? So that's what I wanted to end on because I think we got a little heartfelt. I think the Oktoberfest kind of triggered
some emotions.
Triggered some emotions.
Let me read this label here. Does it say emotional?
Dr. Phil was gonna come out and start fucking diagnosing this shit, dude. Oh man!
But you know what? I think what we're ending with goes back to what we started with.
Roger.
I meant the school shooting, but yes.
No, I know what you're saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you're right. Because Roger always says, "I always go everywhere." I think what we ended with goes back to what we started with. I mean,
it all ties together.
Man.
He doesn't understand.
He doesn't understand.
Doesn't fucking understand. Fucking Roger.
But you know what? If he was here, he'd be doing the same thing we're doing.
He would. He wouldn't
be telling us right now, you got to stay on track. He would be going along with the conversation.
Because he's listening to it on an outside. Hindsight.
That crown's going down too good, huh?
That's why I need Taco Bell, man. Fuck. Oh. All right, dude. All right. Anything cranky?
No.
We good?
I think we're good.
Bad influence?
Bad influence.
Louis?
We good?
All right, man. This shit, we got a little emotional there at the end of the show, but it ended good. All right, thanks for listening.
Don't forget to tell John.
Hey, sorry. Apologies, John. We didn't have time to get him back on the schedule.
We apologize to John for not having him on the show.
But we'll try again next week.
We're gonna get him on next week. We really are.
I wonder if he's really waiting by the phone. They're gonna call right now. I know they're gonna call right now.
We'll know soon enough when he listens to this.
Wednesday and Thursday, he's like, they're gonna call. I know they're.
Should I call them? No. They're gonna call. 5 more minutes.
Party shot. Because they only record from certain time to certain time.
It's like One Crazy Summer, dude. Do you remember that movie? When he's waiting by the phone to call in so he can win the $1 million.
Party shot. F you to the guy that broke into my parents' house this
Oh,
morning.
you motherfucker.
Probably the same guy that took me for $120.
Oh.
And probably the same guy that stole my son's gun and broke into my truck too. So F you, and if we catch you, you know what? The famous saying, F around and find out. You're lucky you didn't F around and find out. You're lucky you didn't stick around and find out because my son literally had his gun on him. So
I think his name was Hakara.
yeah.
Tui.
But I hope to see you soon, sir. I hope to see you soon.
All right, let's cut this shit out.
We out.
Just get out, man.
Peace.
We'll talk to y'all later.